thinking did you do?
A lot.
Yeah.
We don't live in this world.
Hey, did a lot of thinking.
What the never sentence was you were looking for.
Right.
In the picture ones.
Right. Did anybody look to, it was not your turn, it was your partner's turn, and they picked up, I don't know, maybe they picked up 64, and you said, I've got one they haven't picked up yet. Did you try to scam them and say, you missed one, you missed one? Because that's what I find students like to do, which is also intense thinking, because they want to see if they can catch a mistake of a prior person. Okay, I'll let you go ahead and put those back in the envelopes. And I'm going to move on to tell you about some things that are coming to help you.
Dan, when you're playing with a partner, then do you just let that person, like I would just let her play as long as she thought she got them all?
Yes.
Do they know how many they're supposed to have?
No.
Is there the same number in each of these sets of how many you're supposed to have?
I don't know that.
Oh,
I don't know.
they're going to figure that one out.
Yeah, put the same amount in. Take some little amount.
See, that would be
Mess with their thinking, yes. All right, I'm going to move on. Let me tell you what my colleagues and myself are working on. I know I brought you the thinking of Engage New York multiple times. My position is a math consultant, and there are 5 other people in Heartland that have that same role. They don't come out to our western edge, so you don't see them very often. But what we are trying to provide to teachers is a document, thank you very much, a document that I can hand out to teachers that is at your grade level that will give you fluency practice with a small amount of minutes. And if you just open up to day 1, do these things for day 1, do these pieces, read this, kids do that, do this. Every now and then here's a piece to gather data. Day 2 comes along, turn the page, do day 2. And to run through that for all of my school days, building fluency at your grade level and practicing skills learned in prior grades. Now I'm going to give you a snapshot of what that might look like. We are 80% there. I'm hoping to have that to be able to deliver to schools. It would be nice if I could get it to you by December. Let's talk January instead, because you know how slow things move. All right?
Late Christmas present.
So I'm going to just give you a snapshot of what that might look like. If I can find where I put it. You know, when you come on to the...
Do your binder, Diane, or did you know?
It's on my desktop, but see, I put it there, and it's lovely.
When you plug in the projector.
It plugs in the projector, it makes everything go crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is it.
Dan, while you're doing that, can you tell us, like, is there a site where you get a copy of those cards?
U cubed. Everything I showed you was
What
U
was the name
cubed.
of that?
Math cards. I know, tough, isn't
What are you laughing for?
it? Okay,
That's a fancy.
this is day 1, grade 5. All right, so I'm going to give you a snapshot of what we think we might develop for you. Now, we're going to provide for the teachers the fluency practice, telling you how much time this will take, telling you the standards that will be covered, giving you a snapshot of what you need to do, and exactly how to do it in a book that you can turn page by page, spiral bound. All right? This one comes with a sprint, and I'm not going to take the time to develop a sprint, so I'm going to go to lesson 2 just to give you, because sprints are a long thing. So this one is talking on day 2, skip counting. Okay, I'm going to be ugly to you. All right? We're going to skip count by 3s, but I want to start with the number 4. 4 is your baseline. Count out loud with me by 3s, and let's just go up for, 7, 8 numbers. You ready? Here we go. 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28. Okay, how many of you are still skip counting in your classes? My lower grades are. Oh yes, you really should. It's like, I am, should I be? Yes. Okay, skip counting in grade 5 provides support for work coming up. Returning to a familiar and well understood fluency can provide students with a feeling of success before tackling any kind of a new body of work. Okay, so along comes my sixth graders, and I want to skip count by 3/10, 0.3. Okay, we'll start at 1.2. You ready? Counting up by 0.3s. 1.2, go. 1.2, 1.5.
1.8, 2.1, 2.4, 2.7.
You get the idea. You really would be surprised at the students who are going 1.8 plus 3. 1.11. Oh, no. Okay, that's going to happen. That's going to help you develop the place value.
Would you do 1.2 or would you say
1 and 2/10. I would do it properly. 1 and 2/10, 1 and 5/10. But to get the idea that I'm working with decimals with you guys to get you without a visual, skip counting is really important. So we're working on this kind of a document, and you will get the idea of what to do. So 3 minutes of skip counting, and they ask you to forward and backward count by 3s to 36, starting with different numbers. All sorts of, they give you ideas of what to do. You don't have to make it up. They provide suggestions. Taking out the 10s, it's using composing and decomposing. And bundling 10s in 5th grade, still bundling 10s. Yes, place value must be established. Multiplying and dividing by 10. And this would be millions through the 1,000th place chart. And so that would be a fluency. And then it goes on to day 3, and here's different things coming up. So we're working on getting that for you for every single day. So I wanted to tell you, we have your back. We know fluency is a huge piece of what we need to do. That's the first thing. You also need to provide time for your students to have exposures to this conceptual development. You can't go right away to a new lesson and take them to the algorithm. You have to develop a pictorial representation. When Smart or Balanced may become the assessment of Iowa, they are really not interested in just the answer. They're interested in how you know the answer works. Describe it. You can't describe something if you can't picture it. So we have to give them the conceptual time to do that. And games are one way that I can give my student the practice. So I want you to go to this resource, and this is a huge long URL. This is from North Carolina. This is a math wiki, and it has new information as of sometime this summer. I don't know what month it happened, but it wasn't there in May, and it's there now. So as soon as you get to this website, I'm going to show you where I want you to go. Okay, so it's http://goo.gl/B, capital X, lowercase for the rest of them, UKPN. And you will see, this should take you to the elementary one. Don't panic, I've got 6th grade things to take you as well. Can I move this off and show you what it looks like now? Okay. Everybody got that?
I have it on an email that I'm going to send to
Okay.
How cool it would be if we had a symbol Lou page for all the things she shared with us.
Go for
I
it.
do. Have you visited there lately?
No,
Yeah.
because I can't remember how to use symbol Lou.
Oh, it's on there.
Okay, are you looking at something like this?
Yes.
Okay, now, if you're looking at 6th grade, I don't have that one linked here. It's right here. See my mouse?
Nobody.
Amanda's not
Where
here.
is it?
Right here.
Okay.
Middle school resources. Now, let's go play in 3rd grade. Why? Because we can. So I'm going to click on 3rd grade. They're all set up identical. And then I want you in the instructional piece. I know because my projector, it's weird. So the instructional resources. And if we look at the side of it, can I get it to go build all of it up? Let's see if I can get it all in there. Can I pull it up? I hate it when it does that to me and I can't move it over. I'm looking for the building conceptual understanding and fluency through games. And there's a link over to the side of it called 3rd grade games. Okay, so if I click on that 3rd grade games, it's going to download a piece. now it comes up fast, otherwise I have it pre-downloaded. Alright, do you see something like this?
Yes.
Okay, when I scroll down, it gives me why games. Okay, so there's the research theory behind it. It's next going to give me the standards. Keep scrolling, and finally here's the table of contents. Folks, this is just golden. The standard I want to work with, I can look for a game, I can go to the page number, here's the game directions, here's the game pieces, here's the game board, Creative Commons, all Blackline Masters provided. These are not played with technology. These are paper pencil activities or thinking games. If I have, okay, so I know there's going to be a pep rally coming up and my class is going to be shortened by this, or I find myself with an extra 10 minutes of time. If I've got a game in my pocket, I can have those students engaged in practice on fluencies, on standards. So I wanted to make sure you had that particular resource. And I want you to spend some time exploring your grade level of what's available. Okay, so I'll give you time for that. So keep that piece open. Let me kind of give you a feeling for why I want you to do that.
Diane, I find myself with so many resources, I don't know where to go to first.
I'm going to bring you a wide variety because I don't know your students.
Okay.
Sometimes I get a classroom of kids that can't sit still no matter how engaging it is. Sometimes I get a classroom of kids who's like, I'm bored, give me more. I don't know what kind of children you have this year because it changes from year to year, or they can change from quarter to quarter as they develop. So I'm trying to bring you a wide variety of things that you can say, oh, this one just doesn't work for me, but this one will.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to give you a bucket full, and you can take out the dipper of what you want.
Okay. Okay.
All right? My big takeaway is, I want you to practice your fluency. I want fluency practice to happen a little bit every day. That's outside of your regular lesson. Okay? Make time for kids to do that. This includes the number talks. Number talks are a way to develop the mental math fluencies. So I'm not bringing you more things to pile on your platter that feels like it's overflowing. I'm bringing you suggestions that say, if I'm preparing my students to take Smarter Balanced, I know they have to be fluent. I know they have to have visual representations to be able to write meaningfully. I know they have to be able to tell me how they know in complete sentences so they can write complete sentences so I can understand their train of thought. Okay, I'm going to ask you to spend the last 6 minutes on that North Carolina wiki, looking around. There are lessons as well. I just pointed you to the games for the first part, but there are many other good resources on that particular site, so feel free to bop out and look at those, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
This may be completely jumping the gun. We were discussing at the lower unit that
Yes.
we're getting lots of good ideas, we feel like we're doing things. I mean, we've added the fast math assessments, but I'm thinking about parent-teacher conferences and
Documentation for how to my student know.
I would have, a math test out of something to share with them, and I don't feel like I have that anymore unless I invent one on my own.
Got an idea for you? Because Iowa is Iowa Core, which means we took Common Core and added more on, I can go to a variety of other states, and I really like Hawaii's. Let's see if this is my right one. Let me try to go there. And are you kindergarten or first? First grade. Okay. So let's see if I can go to assessments. And then I can go to first grade, assessments by grade or assessments by domain in first grade. So if I go to order of operations in first grade, then here are different ways that I may be able to show students